Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome back to looking at another Nerf blaster on my channel. My name is Luke Triton, and today we are covering the Zombie Strike survival system, Nailbiter. This is a very interesting blaster, and I think this is a step in the right direction for Nerf, despite this not being a blaster that I would probably use ever after this video. So this is a review series on my channel where we look at a selection of Nerf blasters. Not all of them are going to be new and up to date, but the idea is to have a look at these blasters and decide whether they are worth the purchase or not. Now, another quick disclaimer. This blaster can be sold as is on its own, or you can buy a kit that comes with two attachments. That is called the Zoom and Doom kit, and it will look something like this. Now, the blaster is available for individual purchase, as well as these two attachments being available for individual purchase. Or purchase as in, attachments come together, but you can get this as its own product. So, for the sake of having a few more videos, I'm going to review those separately. I'm going to focus this video on this blaster. So, once again, this is in the Zombie Strike line, and it is in the Survival System subcategory. And orange is definitely sticking out and is probably going to be the most dominant colour in this series. But I am liking the Survival System sub-series because it's basically Zombie Strike modulus. There's a barrel extension point, there's a stock attachment point, there's even a tactical rail down here. And I'm very happy that there is a tactical rail on this blaster. When you look at the top, there isn't really anything you can really put up here, and whilst you could put something there as an optic, it is clip fed. So when you're firing this blaster and you're looking down sights, this clip is going to get in your way. That's not a good thing. This isn't a blaster I'm going to use too much because I, for one, don't use a cylinder or clip-fed blaster. So when you look at something like the Surge Fire from the Elite line, I'm never going to use that blaster because I can get a magazine in there that can hold more darts. There are definitely arguments you can make for using a clip-fed blaster, but it's not something that I would use for my playstyle. It's just not my type of blaster. However, this is really good because compared to something like the Battle Scout from the Modulus line, this is semi-automatic. It's not battery powered, it's a Springer, and yes, it's semi-automatic. Let me show you. So if I do it this way, you can actually see me pulling the trigger a little bit better. Sound warning, by the way, just in case. Look at that. The priming handle is in the trigger. That is genuinely amazing. I think this is the first. I don't want to say this is the first blaster Nerf has made with that ability. I might be wrong. Chances are I am wrong. I know that the Rev Reaper from the Zombie Strike line had Let me start that again. The Rev Reaper from the main Zombie Strike line had flywheels in them, but it was pump action and didn't have a trigger. So whilst it's somewhat experimental, I don't think something like that would come back. However, something like this, I'm sure has been attempted before. Maybe not by Nerf, but maybe by another company. And I definitely see this coming back, and potentially magazine fed, where you can get that 50 dart drum in there and just fire away. It is interesting as the shape as well, as you can tell. Well, probably not because my camera is terrible. But I thought this was a drill, but no, it's actually a nail gun. And I think that's very cool, very badass, very intimidating as well. There's this front handle section here for you to put your hand. Because this is a clip, and after every time you pull the trigger, it does move upwards. So if you go to put your hand on the clip, you're going to cause a couple of feeding issues, so fair enough. So yeah, I think this is rather interesting. Again, I don't see myself ever using this blaster after I finish this video. I have fired this a number of times and it does feel very cool. At the same time, I did look at other reviews on this blaster, and apparently it doesn't really hit too hard compared to the sort of N-Strike Elite standard 70 FPS. It's about midway between 40 and 50. Some people have been guessing that. That's something I don't really care about too much because, first of all, I play all my games indoors. I don't need to worry about hitting too far. Secondly, again, this is a blaster I'm not going to really be using. If this was the only blaster here, I would definitely obviously go to pick it up. I'm not going to go, right, so this I'm not going to play because this is a bad blaster. This is good and it's bad at the same time. Obviously, I don't like the clip stuff, but for what it offers, it is spectacular. So, after with all that confusion done and out of the way, this review series on my channel looks at a selection of Nerf blasters. I'm not going to be able to go through all of them, obviously, because there are some blasters I do and don't want to get. And this is a blaster that I didn't really want to own, but since I got this one as a full kit, I thought I may as well just get the one with the blaster as well. And ultimately, at the end of the video, I decide based on my opinion on what you see here in the video, whether it is worth the purchase. Now, this is going to be a bit interesting. This is available on its own, and if you see this on its own, personally, I would say no, don't buy it. If you see this as the Zoom and Doom full kit, where it comes with this barrel and this stock, which you can find, then I would say yes, because you're getting a blaster and 2 attachments. Personally, I will always think attachments are worth buying, because they are new, it invites new play styles, and they ultimately just look cool, you know? They're attachments, for God's sakes, it's all toys. So this whole package, I would say yes, is worth buying. The attachments on their own, yes, I think they're worth buying, but that's going to be better developed in their own video. The blaster on its own, personally, is not worth the purchase. It's definitely a very cool experiment, but in this sort of form, I don't think it's ready for big use yet. I have yet to see anybody mod this either. I don't know where anybody has been able to put in like some super big clip or has successfully been able to replace the clip with a magazine or try anything else like that. I think that's a bit too wild for something like this, but I can definitely see the possibilities being out there, and it is a thing people can do. So yeah, that's me personally. On its own, no, but if you can get it with the attachments, then yes. So, it's a bit weird. Right, let me put this down before I start repeating myself, and let me end the video. So, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.